The bulls of the Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo North American Series reached the halfway mark today at VIRginia International Raceway. This race weekend is vital to the championship and a chance to compete in the World Final. Fierce competition and hard-fought battles have been the stories this year, and this weekend these drivers will attempt to conquer VIR's legendary uphill S's and flowing roller coaster in their path to a championship. Pro driver Richard Antonucci has found the podium every race this year, placing him in the lead of his class over reigning champion Kevin Conway and co-driver Enrique Bernolde. Pro-Am driver Cedric Spirituoli holds a narrow margin over Corey Lewis, while Am driver Ryan Oakey leads father and son duo Jim and Josh Norman by a single point. In the Gallardo class, Dylan Murcott is in command with podium finishes in every round. How will the road to the championship unfold? We find out next here on CBS Sports. Everybody, and welcome to VIRginia International Raceway for the Lamborghini Super Trofeo Series, sponsored by Blancpain. We have a triple header of action for you this weekend. I'm Greg Creamer, joined by Jim Roller and Jeremy Shaw. We'll be bringing you highlights of two of the rounds, and in the middle, we're going to go to our race call of an exciting second round of this weekend. The weather here, absolutely beautiful. Just a great weekend to go racing. Now, in this category, there are two different types of cars that run. One is the Huracan, the newest of these amazing machines, 5.2-liter V10, 620 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, very aggressive aerodynamics. And you've got three different classes, Pro, Pro-Am, and Am. And when you look at these cars, if you look at that rectangular front grille, the two hood scoops much closer together in the middle, and the class identifiers, three different colors identifying those two categories. Now, the other car is the Gallardo, the slightly older machine, still very, very potent, 5.2-liter V10, 570 horsepower, and it is all-wheel drive. Different look to the front grille, the hood scoops wider apart, and a white class identifier. That's how you can tell the classes apart. And with that, let's take a look at our first of the three races this weekend. Some highlights from the pole. Eduardo Piscopo in the yellow machine into the lead. Justin Marks alongside, but problems in the opening lap for Justin. Gets a little loose over a rise and gets into the tire barriers. Shortly thereafter, in the downhill turn 15, number 63, Alessandro Belzan squeezes Jim Norman in the 71 Bad Lambo machine. A very long ride, just touches the barriers. Meanwhile, Piscopo would build a commanding lead, but then the number 69 of Tom O'Gara just nudged off the track by the number 3 of Ross Schuest. And he has a bit of a moment as well, able to gather it up in a scary ride, stays off track. Then a little bit later, the number 71 of Norman loses it, spins across the track, and gathers Ross Schuest, who's had an eventful race in this one. But near the end, a big off by Madison Snow, just hammers it into the barriers. And as a result, the caution, not able to get his car cleaned up in time. It finished under yellow. Antonucci Piscopo the win over Corey Lewis, and Damon Oakey a great run with third overall in the Gallardo category. Jake Rattenbury getting his first win of the year over Dylan Murcott and Brandon Godovic. So with that now in the books, after 4 rounds complete, let's take a look at the points. And Antonucci has a big margin, 17 points over Bernolde and Conway, who have a bigger margin over the rest of the field. In the Pro-Am category, Corey Lewis only 7 points now over Spirituoli. And in the Am category, Ryan Oakey only 2 over the Norman family, father and son. And when you take a look at Gallardo, Dylan Murcott has that lead, but it's been trimmed now with Rattenbury's win to only 18. So that sets the stage. When we come back, we'll have our call of the second of the 3 races unfolding this weekend. We'll have the starting lineup and the green flag. Stay with us here at VIR. Welcome back to VIRginia International Raceway, the Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo North American Championship. There's a look at Madison Snow. You can see the black on the front of that otherwise beautiful yellow machine. They got that car fixed. He is on the grid and will start in the 4th overall spot. Remarkable job by the Beverly Hills Bad Lambo Racing team. As you can see, lights out on the pace car. Here's the starting lineup for you. Antonucci and Piscopo on the pole once again. Bernoldi and Conway alongside. There you see Cedric Spirizzoli and Lawrence DeGeorge will be starting in the inside of the second row as the top Pro-Am qualifier. Then you take a look back. Damon Oakey will be on the pole in the 11th spot overall in the AM category. Great run for him. And the Gallardo pole, Jake Rattenbury, after that win, will start on the pole with an opportunity to maybe close that gap again on Dylan Murcott as we are just about set to go green. And again, this is that triple header weekend, massive points being determined here. Every race hugely important, and we are ready to go green. Field coming out of the final turn, looking at the start stand, and the green flag flies, and right away Conway tucks in behind the number 50 Episcopo, and it's a very tricky first turn coming up, and if you're not well past, you can't do anything around the outside. And I think at that point, Conway looked at it and said, well, I don't want to risk running off track right at the start. And as a result, just slotted right in behind Piscopo, decided to protect on a very quick starting Madison Snow. And Jeremy, I think that was a good ploy. He got a run at it, but decided to be a little bit more proactive.
Yeah, but still a good start there. I was told it was Kevin Conway that was starting that car, but I tell you what, the way he's hanging on there to Eduardo Piscopo, I wonder whether there's a change of heart there, and maybe Enrique Bernoldi did start, because that was a great getaway by Kevin Conway. Those two were jockeying position coming up to the start, weren't they? And then it was definitely Piscopo that got the jump though at the start.
In the middle of the pack, there's some contact between the number 71 Bad Lambo entry. That's the orange and black car as they head up towards the S's, up towards the Oak Tree corner, and it looked like he just kind of muscled his way past the number 69 of Tom O'Gara.
And Dr. Jim Norman starting that number 71 car, moving up. He started in the 12th position and trying to make his move towards the top 10.
In the last round of the series earlier today here at VIR, Jim Norman came afoul of the number 3 car in this same section of the racetrack and knocked both cars out of the race.
Yeah, he did. Norman then got really sideways coming to that corner, and then he got on the grass and he tried to put the throttle down on the grass. Well, unfortunately, one rear wheel spun and the other one didn't because it was on the grass. So the car turned sharp right directly into the path of Paul Ross-Joyce, who has absolutely nowhere to go.
As we suspected, the 07 car with Lawrence DeGeorge, just not quite as experienced as some of these other drivers, is falling back a little bit. He's fallen into the clutches of the number 99 car, Jason Marks. The battle on the in AM is joined, as it often is in this series, between the brothers Oakey. That's the 09 car, which is leading the AM category. The orange graphics on that car, and then right behind him is the number 89. That's Ryan Oakey. Damon Oakey is leading the class. Damon is in the 09. Ryan Oakey is in the 89, and he's looks like he's spewing some liquid out the back there, Jeremy.
Yeah, it did look that way, didn't it? Certainly someone is dropping some fluids, and
it's
it
him.
was.
It's the 89.
Yeah.
He's dropping some fluids out the back.
Those two Oakey brothers absolutely tied together, as they have been all weekend long. In each of the practice sessions, they were, so one was ahead of the other, and then they transposed positions in the next session. But this morning, it was a really good battle between those two as well.
And Jim Norman is right behind those two. I'm sure he's got a windscreen full of something at this point, as he was right on Oakey's tail when that liquid was coming out. And now as they go through Oak Tree, he is again right up. We've got 3 cars nose to tail here in the AM category. Out front, it is still, as we have seen on many occasions, it's the 50 car who has pulled away. That's the team of Richard Antonucci and Eduardo Piscopo.
Yeah, 2.2 second lead that Piscopo had at the end of lap 1. Here he comes around now the final corner through Hogpen onto the start finish straight away to complete lap 2, and he's extended his lead over the second place car of now Madison Snow.
Madison Snow doing a good job. He's got a little bit of making up to do. He had a shunt that ended the first race of the weekend here, and so he has a little bit to prove in this second race. And that's why you see his car with the black bumper and front valance on it, because that's repairs that had to be made. Oh, we've got 2 cars off. That's the number 77 and the number 89. The 89 is Ryan Oakey. he still hasn't come to us. Now he's come to a stop, and the number 77 car, which was started by Joe Courtney. So Courtney and Ockey have had a coming together, and also the number 07 has gone off. That's Lawrence DeGeorge.
Oh dear, that's not good news for the prime aspirations of Cedric Spirituali, who was leading that category comfortably coming into this weekend.
Oh, wow, the 77 car. There might be, perhaps the 80, we said the 89 was dropping some liquid. He was off the racetrack on driver's left, and this was right after the start-finish line. Oh, he got tagged. Oh, I see. He was off driver's left because he was trying to avoid the 77 car, which looked like he was trying to go up the inside in the kink and got two wheels off on driver's right and ended up going all the way across the racetrack. He's back underway. Let's see if the 89 is back underway. Doesn't look like either car was heavily damaged. The hood on the 77 has come off, and I'm sure he'll have radiators full of grass and debris there as he comes back out onto the racetrack.
Full course caution is out.
07 is also back underway. So everybody back underway, but we have our first full course caution after 5 minutes of racing in this 55-minute race.
Yeah, 50-minute race, and the drivers have to make their pit stop. Everybody has to make a pit stop between the 20-minute mark and the 30-minute mark, and that pit stop has to be for a minimum time of 1 minute.
Here's another look at that incident. Oh, I see. The 89 was trying to go by the 77. They made contact to the right rear of the 77, which caused the 77 to spin. So Ryan Ockey, I'm sorry, Ryan Ockey was, got to take the blame on that one. Poor Joe Courtney was just kind of an innocent bystander on that one.
Well, absolutely, but I think a couple of these guys now are going to be concerned with all that debris in the grills about overheating. Have to be watching that very closely. As fact, Courtney pulls off. We continue under caution, so we're going to pause for just a moment. We'll be right back to VIR and the Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo Championship. Welcome back, everybody, and Eduardo Piscopo going to be leading the field around to the green, and Jeremy Shaw, we've still got an opportunity for lots of racing before those pit stops.
And still going to be about 7.5 minutes or so before, or 8 minutes past, before we get the pit stop window is open.
So past the starter stand they go, and we are back underway. And it looks like we've got a pass for third place overall. That's number 29, Corey Lewis, going by Kevin Conway in the 1 car. And Conway is now under pressure from the 99 of Justin Marks. So Conway, while he had a good start on the first start of the race, not so much on this restart.
No, that's right. And Justin Marks, as you say, putting on the pressure there. Right behind Justin Marks also is the number 22 car of Max Blancardi is starting that car, and usually it's the pro driver Blancardi rather than Fernando Barbacano who is starting that car, and it's running well here in the early stage. We've got that 3-car battle there for 4th, 5th and 6th positions.
Nose to tail as they go through the S's, and Conway just kind of easily acquiesces there as both cars go through, and now Conway will fall into the clutches of Damon Ockey in the AM class. I wonder if Conway's got a bit of a problem. That's a little out of character for him.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Particularly after he made such a strong start at the very beginning of the race. He leaves the door open there up at Oak Tree, but on this occasion, Damon Ockey not quite close enough to take advantage. In fact, Kevin Conway slides wide on the exit and loses a couple of places.
He's got a flat tire. He's got a left rear flat tire. Just looking at the angle of the car, the way it is coming down the back straightaway, that is definitely a left rear flat tire because the right front of the car is in the air. So tough break for him. And we carry on in the AM class, nose to tail. It's Damon Ockey and Jim Norman. Oh, and now there's the 15 car, one of the Gallardo cars. That car had trouble this morning. Joe Chan and Paul Taylor. Taylor starting the car, so he's made contact with something because the wing is askew and his rear valance is off. That's looks like is that coming down? Has he gone all the way off the racetrack? Not sure where that is.
He's made a mess of the back end of that car, hasn't he?
Yeah, that one's looking very second-hand at this point. Through the first part of the S's, then they'll go under the Tudor Bridge and head up the hill, the uphill S's, towards the oak tree, which is the signature part of this country club facility here at VIRginia International Raceway. And I say that because if you've ever been here, and for you folks that are here on the grounds with us this weekend, this is an absolutely stunningly beautiful facility. And it's just an absolutely wonderful place to watch a race. And now we've got the 69 car hard into the tire barrier. We had a couple of cars have problems in this part of the racetrack this morning. That's the 69 car. That would be Tom O'Gara, team owner. Well, at least he can only be mad at himself, I guess.
Yes, I think so.
But he's gone in and crunched both ends of that car.
He was dicing hard there with Jeffrey Cheng, who's making his debut in the series this weekend. See him coming out of turn 5. It's gone, we've got on the grass as well.
Went wide on the exit of turn 5. Out on the grass, the rear end of the car got airborne, and that was all she wrote as he clouded the barrier with the right-hand side of the car. So tough break for Tom.
Yeah, it really was, and he had a bit of a spin this morning, but I was talking to Brian Wong just a little while ago, and he was pretty pleased with the fact that Tom O'Gara came back well after that spin, had a good run before handing over the car to Brian Wong.
Yeah, they were quite competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was, I'm sure they had high hopes for this evening's action. So our second caution of the day comes with about 33.5 minutes remaining.
So I guess with that, we'll just take a quick break here, folks, as your leader continues to be the reigning Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo Europe and World Final Champ, Eduardo Piscopo. Stay with us. Welcome back to VIRginia International Raceway, the Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo Championship North America. In the field, prepping for a run to the green flag. Jim, it looks like Piscopo has him under control.
The safety car has pulled away, so the field is now under control of our leader. In the number 50 car, Eduardo Piscopo. He hits the gas and...
Bad news for Corey Lewis. That's a lapped car that is in between them. That's Earl...
Corey Lewis in the number 29, chasing the 63, which is Alessandro Bresson and Earl Everall. Everall starting the car it's one of the Gallardo entries. So he's got the field kind of stacked up behind him as Corey Lewis has gotten through. And it looks like the 99 of Justin Marks has also gotten through.
Yeah, without any contact, that's good to know. I'm surprised that, given his lack of experience, he didn't move out of the way and let everybody go past. Took his lap down at this early stages of the race. I would have thought that would have been the slightly more sensible thing to do, because he's not really battling anybody one lap down, other than the Kevin Conway, Enrico Benoldi car, and that's going to be a lot quicker in any case. So it's not even in the same category. That's a Huracan, whereas Earl Overall is driving the older Gallardo chassis.
Looks like Max Blancardi is also having a good run. He's gotten by Justin Marks. So good job by Blancardi using that traffic to pip Justin Marks in the number 99 car. Then behind them comes that AM battle, Damon Ockey in the 09 and Jim Norman in the number 71. You may notice that Jim Norman has got Prestige on the side of his car, Bad Lambo on one side of the car and Prestige on the other. They had to borrow a door from the Prestige guys to be ready to race today in this race. There you see it. It's Prestige. It's supposed to would have said Prestige if it was on one of the other on the car it was supposed to be on. He got center punched in the door by the number 3 car this morning. So teams working together to keep everybody racing here in the Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo. And now the pit stops start as we see 4 cars peel off, led by Jim Norman as they go down to the pit lane speed. Norman going very slow. Oh, it looks like he may have missed a gear or something. Madison Snow has made a pit stop.
Yeah,
Brian Hickson is in. Dylan Murcott, Jake Rattenbury, and Brandon Godovic.
Yeah, Brandon Hickson stayed out. He was the only one of the leading contenders in the Gallardo class that didn't come in to make his pit stop this time around.
So everybody from 10th down to 18th has come into the pits. So the middle of the pack has made a call. That's Madison Snow, Jim Norman, Dylan Murcott, Jake Rattenbury, Brandon Godovic, Jeffrey Chang, Ryan Oakey, Alessandro Brezin, and Kevin Conway. They've all made their pit stops. These are 1-minute mandatory pit stops that they have to make. Every car in the field must make the pit stop. And out on the racetrack, Eduardo Piscopo continues to carry on, pulling out probably at a 5-second lead. Last lap, that he has definitely enlarged that lead this time around, as guys had made calls to the pits, including Madison Snow, who was running in second place. So now Corey Lewis is in second place and leading the Pro-Am category.
The 3 leading contenders there in the Gallardo class all go out of the pit lane absolutely tied together.
So, you know, they were stopped for their 1 minute. Brian Hickson now leads that category ahead of Dr. Todd Snyder and Ken D'Arcy, but that will cycle through once those guys make their pit stops. The number 88 car has made a pit stop. Matt Halliday taking over. Here comes the 50 car. Our race leader is in the pits. That hands the lead to Corey Lewis. And much like we've seen in other races, Corey seems to stay out a little bit longer than everybody else. Gets a little bit of time at the front. Unfortunately, he doesn't get any extra points for it, but he gets the glory, I guess.
He does get a bit of glory out running out front there, Corey Lewis. Just turned his best lap of the race, 1:48.11. That compares to the best lap of the race so far, set by Eduardo Piscopo at a 1:46.9.
Now the 50 car is back out on the racetrack. That seems like that was a little quick.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. And he also is being shown in the pits still.
Yeah, no, for some reason scoring's been doing that all the way until the cars come around again. It shows them still in the pits. Yeah, don't ask me why that, but that's been the case all day long. Yes, curious. Very confusing, to be honest.
Madison Snow, he's on the comeback. He's 10th after the pit stops. Once the pit stops cycle through, he is hoping to be back in the top 3. Justin Marks in the 99 car is heading out. Still waiting for the 29, Corey Lewis, the 22, Max Blancardi, the 09 of Damon Oakey to make his pit stop. Of course, it still shows the 07 car in 5th place. So
yeah, he hasn't stopped either, I don't think, which is surprising. That's Larry George.
Yeah, he stopped out on the racetrack with all that damage, remember? The 07 car?
No, he continued.
He did carry on.
He did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Corey Lewis remains out for one more lap. Again, he's got another, well, not long actually. We have to come in next time around.
Yeah. Damon Oakey comes to the pits.
Well, wait a minute. Here now again is Eduardo Piscopo. So he's brought that car back in again. Richard Antonucci
tosses the
discards the seat insert. When I say that, he flings it a mile.
Like a frisbee.
Isn't it?
Off into the distance.
So we're curious to know why number 50 cars made an additional pit. So maybe they weren't ready for it first time around, send them back out again.
Oh, it might have been a drive-through. Maybe that's why. But I mean, he may have driven through because they weren't ready. Not any sort of penalty, but
well, it could have been either, really.
Yeah, that's true. So as Jeremy said, we're waiting for the 29 car to make his pit stop down the back straightaway. He'll come down the hill now. 22 car heads back out. Max Blancardi. should be seeing the 29 car come to the pits this time, and that's going to hand the lead to Madison Snow.
Yes, it is.
Here he peels off.
Justin Marks in second place.
In the Gallardo category, as we watch Corey Lewis come to the pits, things have shaken out after the pit stops. It's Jake Rattenbury, Dylan Murcott, and Brandon Godovic, just like it was before the pit stops. Lewis comes to a stop. Now, he is a single driver. He'll still have to sit there for a minute. They'll check tire pressures, make some adjustments on those tire pressures, which will help him adjust the handling if he is having any issues, but there won't be any driver change. There is the 07 car, Jeremy, very good. I know better than to question you when it comes to that stuff. That one got right by me.
Yeah, not quite sure why he would have stayed out so long though, because I would have thought they'd brought Larry DeGeorge in at the earliest opportunity to get Cedric Spirituale back out there and go for some points.
Yeah, but Cedric will be putting on a show now.
Yes, he will.
He did this morning.
Guys, he's been putting on a show all weekend, hasn't he? Meanwhile, look at this great battle. Jake Rattenbury in the white number 24 leading Gallardo over the 84 and point leader of Dylan Murcott. And up front, overall, a great story building here. Corey Lewis leading in the number 29 in Pro-Am, and Madison Snow right there has picked up the lead in the Pro category after the pit stops. Still plenty of racing yet to go here at VIR in the Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo North America Championship. Stay with us. And welcome back, everybody, to an absolutely beautiful day at an absolutely beautiful racetrack, Virginia International Raceway, and our CBS Sports coverage of the Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo North America Championship. And we have a fabulous battle unfolding. Certainly there's compelling information in terms of the overall race battle, but this Gallardo category is superb. Jake Rattenbury in that white number 24 continuing to lead over Murcott in the 84 and closing Brandon Godovic in the 46. These guys are putting on an absolutely spectacular show, and again, for them, this is championship opportunity here with these three races unfolding this weekend. And Jeremy, right now, there's little question that this is the most compelling battle on the track.
Oh, it absolutely is. This battle has just been going on there. Jake Rattenbury leading the way, and the fastest laps of those top three contenders, well, 53.077 for Dylan Murcott, 53.160 for Jake Rattenbury, 53.169 for Brandon Godovic. And hats off to Brandon Godovic here, because he's an ex-stock car driver who is really just improving every single time he drives that car.
Ex-stock car driver who did a little stock car road racing and wow, this is a lot of fun. Yeah. And has found his way into the Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo Cup and is doing quite well in the Gallardo class.
Just love it. Every time he gets out of the car, there's a huge smile across his face. He's absolutely loving it. And of course, why wouldn't you? These are gorgeous cars and really fun to drive.
Corey Lewis has gotten his way back by Justin Marks. So the running order is now Madison Snow first, Corey Lewis second, but leading the Pro-Am category. And then Justin Marks third overall, but second place in the Huracan Pro category. He's in the number 99 car. It's actually one of my favorites. I love the bull graphics on that car, on the rear quarter panels. You see the car running around the racetrack. This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Of course, my car's white too, so maybe I just like my car. It's not a Lamborghini Huracan, unfortunately. Madison Snow. An interesting story, isn't he, Jeremy? He's 19 years old, and he's a 5-year veteran. So, yeah, do the math, folks. That's 14 years old when he started racing. Pretty much professional. He did some time in Porsche Cup. He won the Gold Championship, then he moved up to the Platinum Championship, and he's in his second season of racing in the Tudor United Sports Car Championship. So he's climbed the Porsche ladder and is doing a great job, and is actually kind of showing the potential we thought he would show this morning before he made his mistake.
Yeah, absolutely right. And tell you what, the other guy who's charging hard now is Josh Norman, taking over from his dad Jim in car number 71, and he's chasing after Damon OCKEY. Damon Oakey leads the AM category in the Eurocans, but not by very much, only by a few seconds over Josh Norman, and Josh is closing.
And he was 6 seconds a lap faster on his last lap, so yeah, that's closing.
Must have been a problem, I think, for Damon somewhere on that lap.
Yeah, but making up 6,
Yeah,
he
that's
won't
a
make that up every time, but
No.
making up 6 seconds is quite a chunk. The Gallardo battle still rages. The 24 car, Jake Rattenbury, chased by Dylan Murcott. They were a second and a little bit apart. Then you have to use the stopwatch anymore for this. They are nose to tail as they head down the roller coaster. Through Hog Pen and on to the front straightaway, in front of the pit lane. Screened by us at well over 160 miles per hour. Down into the turn 1 complex.
Josh Norman now is within a second or so of Damon Oakey. At the battle for 6th and 7th place, it's kind of a 0-9 of Damon Oakey. Josh Norman in the 71 tracking him down again very, very quickly. A 49.0 again last time around, and that's only that's within 2 seconds of these professional drivers. For Josh Norman, that is seriously impressive. He's done hardly any racing, certainly no professional racing before the start of this season. I'm impressed. That is a really stout effort by young Josh Norman.
Norman in the 09 with the orange graphics, chased down by the bad Lambo. That's what he'll be seeing in his mirror. It's bad written across the front of that Lamborghini as it gets closer, as they head to the little dip that brings them up the hill, up the rise to the oak tree right-hander. It's a double, kind of a 2 corners really. You can't really call it a double apex. It's just 2 right-hand corners with a little short chute between them. They both use all the curb, go over the curb as they exit and head down the back straightaway through the compression, up the hill now, climbing, climbing, climbing until they get to the top of the hill, and then it's the roller coaster down back to the front straightaway.
And that bit of compression right there into turn 14, and you can see Josh Norman pursuing in that number 71 bad Lambo machine. Damon Oakey leading the category right now, running 6th overall. We'll be back. Welcome back. We're in our final few moments of this Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo race. Madison Snow, your overall leader. Great story there. But Corey Lewis, going to take a look here. He's 3rd in your shot right there, leading in the Pro-Am category. But Jimmy's lost some overall spots.
It looks like Corey Lewis has fallen victim to both Justin Marks and Richard Antonucci. That is the case. Marks has now dropped back to 4th position as they head down the roller coaster. So it's Madison Snow, then Justin Marks, Richard Antonucci, and Corey Lewis. So the 3 pro drivers, Snow, Marks, and Antonucci, are 1, 2, 3, and then comes Corey Lewis, the leader of the Pro-Am category, now in 4th position.
And Damon Oakey has rejoined right at the back of the field. He's almost a lap down now, or just about to go a lap down to the race leader, Madison Snow.
Here's how the pass happened. Going into the turn 1 complex, Lewis leaves the door open, and Marks and Antonucci say thank you very much and head on through. Is that discretion the better part of valor there?
No, I think he just left his brake a little bit too late going in there, carried in a bit deep, and was unable to get the car woed down, and that cost him that ground to go to. He was unable to shut the door at that stage.
Left the door open, and the boys said thank you.
Did.
Tip you on the way out.
VIRginia still flying along there, and another lap into 46s. He's now beginning to close in on Josh Norman. Josh Norman, having got the lead in the AM category, is now throttled back a bit. He's settled his pace back again. He won't be worried about losing an overall position to VIRginia, because he's got a big lead over Ryan Oakey in the AM category. So he's running 6th in the moment, is Josh Norman in car number 71. He might well lose that to Cedric VIRginia in the 07 car. As I say, it's still been an excellent performance by young Josh Norman, just 21 years of age, from St. Petersburg in Florida.
2 minutes remaining, so we should have, what do you think, Jeremy, 2 laps? They won't get the white flag this time. They'll probably give it to him next time by. Indeed, that's the case. So 2 laps remaining. We'll have this lap and then one more for Madison Snow.
Yeah, he's cruising along now. He's got a very handy lead, over 18 seconds over second place. There goes now Antonucci is up into second place, so he's got past the 99 car Justin Marks. Corey Lewis there still in the fourth position. He hasn't given up though. Corey Lewis is going to try and get that position back from Justin Marks.
Oh, I'm sure he is. There's no give up in any of these guys. And what a good comeback after the pit stop by Antonucci. He dropped down to fourth position because of the pit stop, and he's had to work his way. He's had to work hard to get back up to the second position.
Matt Halliday's done an excellent job too, in number 88 car for GMG Racing. He's got himself up into the top 5, and he's turning laps now pretty much the same pace as the race leaders. A 147.8 last time around, a 147.4 overall for Matt Halliday in car number 88. He is the guy who he just got the call on Thursday night after James Safronis, the team principal at GMG, injured his back during the test session. And Matt Halliday was out in California. He got the call to fly out here. Can he make it and do us a favor and drive the car for us, because you've got a lot of experience in these cars. And Matt said, absolutely right, got on a red-eye flight, and here he is now up into the top 5. Fine performance by the Kiwi.
Ooh, trouble for the 76 car. Ken D'Arcy. That's the turn coming out of turn 2, heading towards turn 3. Tough break there.
So there's a white flag, I think, for...
Yep, white flag for our leader, just going through to take one more lap. Clock has run out, so this will be the final lap for Madison Snow. What a great comeback and validation of his skills and ability. After having a problem in race 1 this morning here at Virginia International Raceway. Heading for the last time under the Tudor Bridge.
Yeah, I've got a handy lead of 17 seconds over Richard Antonucci in second place.
Trouble for the 42 car. That's Dr. Todd Snyder in the Gallardo class. He'll rejoin. He's 5th in the class, 16th overall at this point. Don't think he'll lose that position, because behind him was Ken D'Arcy, and Ken had his off. So
new 6th place car then, Spirituali, and makes that pass on Josh Norman. And then there's a big gap back from those two back to the Gallardo leaders. Here they come across the line. Again, nothing to choose between those two. It is still 24 car of Jake Rattenbury, leads by Dylan Murcutt by less than a second.
That'll be a great battle all the way to the checkered flag. It won't be any battle, but it'll be a great victory for Madison Snow as he comes down the hill, down the roller coaster for the final time, through Hog Pen. And then one more trip down the front straightaway. He'll see the checkered flag, and boy, is he going to be happy. What a great comeback after problems in race 1 here at Virginia International Raceway. Madison Snow takes the victory in what is essentially round 4 of the Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo Cup. Won't impact the points in it. Here comes our Antonucci goes through. Justin Marks goes through. Waiting to see what where they are. That's heading through Oak Tree for the final time now. Nose to tail. The number 24 car, Jake Rattenbury, the white car, chased by the gray and pink number 84 of Dylan Murcutt. Down the back straightaway one last time, through the compression, up the little hill, all the way up the hill now, up the back straightaway, full power. Who's got the horsepower? Who's got the most? Can Murcutt make a move? He tries to the inside. Rattenbury jinked to the right, kind of left the door open a little bit. Murcutt right on his tail now. Rattenbury trying to make that Gallardo as wide as he possibly can. Murcutt jinks to the right, comes back left, down the hill through Hog Pen. Rattenbury's going to hold on, and that's all he's got. As Dylan Murcutt has kind of backed off there a little bit. He gave it his best effort at the end of the back straightaway, but victory in the Gallardo class goes to Jake Rattenbury. That's twice today for him. He's having a good day, Jeremy.
Isn't he just? That was a tremendous race by those two guys, and a well-deserved victory for Jake Rattenbury. They changed places a couple of times during this race, these two, but it is Rattenbury, the Englishman, who comes away with the victory.
Absolutely great day for him, to be sure. I'm sure he's celebrating this moment. Oh, look at the light here, late day at a beautiful venue. Boy, it's something special. And for Madison Snow, speaking of special, a wreck this morning. They get the car turned around and fixed, and in only his second start, he brings it home for a win. What a story unfolding here at VIR. And you know what, folks? It's not just on track where Lamborghini does it right. Their hospitality program is second to none. Welcome back, everybody. What a story here. Madison Snow, Bad Lambo Racing entering his second car for Madison this weekend. Had that wreck this morning. Park Place Motorsports, that does the prep, worked the miracle, got the car fixed, and then Madison brings it home and does what he can do awfully well, and that's win. Wow. What a story for Bad Lambo Racing and Madison Snow. Let's take a look now at our final results from that second race. Snow over Antonucci and Piscopo. That's Antonucci's 5th straight podium on the year. Justin Marks there in 3rd. Corey Lewis winning in the Pro-Am category. Big story there and great success. And then, of course, we were watching what was unfolding in those other two classes. Just some remarkable races that we saw as this weekend unfolded, with Rattenbury getting that 2nd straight win in the Gallardo category. But as we said, that's only the 2nd of 3 races. Now, let's take a look at some highlights from that 3rd round. And again, it was Piscopo from the pole jumping into the early lead. But during the pace lap, look what happened here. Conway, the defending series champion, without a left rear wheel, it came off in the pace lap, struggled to get around. After that, and we went to green, Piscopo managed to open up a sizable lead, as he seems to be able to do here. And then in the Gallardo category, it was the 84 Dylan Murcott, this time getting to the front and driving away. But then late in the race, Jim Norman had an off, and watch right there, that piece of debris flies in the air. That was Antonucci going through. Then we had Jake Rattenbury. Suddenly the car just stops. You can see the trail of smoke. Rattenbury's a race fan. Does he leave? No, he just sits down, relaxes, wants to watch the rest of this one unfold. But unfortunately, it was going to end under yellow because of that incident. But we saw Antonucci hit that debris. He cut a tire. Because it finished under caution, he just gets it underneath the checkered flag and stops. What a story there as they get their 6th straight podium and another win. Dylan Murcott did hang on for the win. He had a pretty comfortable margin, actually, and brought it home in the Gallardo category, snapping Rattenbury's run. So there you have it. Let's take a look at the points now after the 3 rounds completing here. Antonucci 24 up on the Bernal-de-Conway duo in Pro-Am. Lewis now 14 points up on Cedric Spirituali. Then we take a look at the amateur standings for the Huracan class. Ockey over the Normans, Ryan Ockey, but that margin now only 7 points. Very close indeed. And in Gallardo, Dylan Murcott with that win able to stretch it back out again. But a tie for 2nd, Godovic and Rattenbury dead even. Doesn't get much closer than that. And our next event for the Blancpain Super Trofeo Championship with these beautiful Lamborghinis, Circuit of the Americas, back to the doubleheader format. Check your local listings for broadcast times for that event. This championship heating up, and we're glad to be able to bring it to you here on CBS Sports. Absolutely amazing weekend of racing. 3 races unfolding. Great battles throughout all 4 of the categories. And that means there were 12 different winners' trophies presented and 36 podium trophies in one weekend of racing for this remarkable championship, the Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo Series. As we show you some more of the highlights and lowlights, just wanted to say it's been a pleasure to be able to bring them to you. For Jim Roller and Jeremy Shaw, I am Greg Creamer. Thanks so much for joining us here on CBS Sports, and we will see you from Circuit of the Americas. Until then, take care, everybody.